Welcome to the Big Three, Fantasy Alarm TV. I'm your host, Ray Flowers, and as you can tell by the mini football, we're having a discussion today about the world of the NFL and tight ends. The first number of the day is 3, as in the number of tight ends who had more receiving yards last season than Delanie Walker. Those 3 tight ends would be Bennett, Olsen, Gronkowski. In fact, Walker had 1 more receiving yard last year than Jimmy Graham. Yeah, he had a pretty good season. He also caught 63 passes, a career best. Second season in a row that he's caught 60 passes. Now, the Titans brought in Marcus Mariota this offseason. They're going to have a new offensive look. It's probably a good thing for Delanie Walker. A lot of times young quarterbacks do use that tight end as a safety valve. But there's been a lot of loose comps between Mariota and Russell Wilson, an ability to beat a defense with his legs. And also that's probably how the Titans are going to run their offense. Hard to think the Titans want to throw the ball 35, 40 times a game. They're probably going to try to be in that 25 to 30 zone. So I don't know if Walker can improve much upon his numbers from last season, but a top 10 option in a weekly play in the fantasy game is he. Second number of the day is 7.6, as in the yards after the catch mark of Travis Kelce. No tight end in football who caught 25 passes last year could improve upon that mark. It was the best that we saw. Kelce caught 67 passes for 860 yards and 5 touchdowns, and there's room for growth, even in the Kansas City offense. Last year, the Kansas City Chiefs wide receivers did nothing. They brought in Jeremy Maclin. That should help the offense and also help Kelce a little bit, not having to worry about so much of the coverage defensively. Kelce started slowly last year as he came back from microfracture surgery. Didn't see a lot of snaps because the team was concerned about his health as well as his blocking ability. He's healthy now. He's worked very diligently on his blocking. He could be a top 3 tight end in 2015, so keep an eye on Travis Kelce, a potential breakout star. And then finally, the number 12, as in the number of touchdowns each of the last 2 seasons by Julius Thomas. No tight end in football history has ever had 12 touchdowns in back-to-back seasons before Thomas pulled off that trick. Now, Thomas isn't with the Broncos anymore. He's not working with Peyton Manning anymore, and that is a concern. I'm not sitting here and saying that Julius Thomas isn't a tight end 1. I can buy that argument. But can he match or improve upon the work he did with the Broncos? Very unlikely. Thomas is always hurt. Always hurt. He's been in the NFL for 4 years, but actually only played games in 3 seasons. In those 3 seasons, he's caught 109 passes. He's basically been just a red zone threat. He's also working in the Jaguars offense this season with Blake Bortles, who had a lot of struggles last year as a first-year player. There's all kinds of youth and uncertainty at the wide receiver position and in the backfield for this club. The offensive line obviously needs to improve upon things. Bortles got blown up last year as well. Lots of uncertainty with the Jaguars. Thomas will play a vital role in that offense, and again, young quarterbacks often look to their tight end as a safety valve, but can he even stay healthy to take advantage of the opportunity? Be careful with Julius Thomas. You don't want to overestimate his value heading into 2015. Fantasy Alarm TV, this has been the Big Three. I'm your host, Ray Flowers. Don't forget to visit us at fantasyalarm.com. We're cranking up the football coverage for you for this season.